Hey, hi everyone. This is Sai from LetsUpgrade. So let's talk about how to get your certificate. It's very simple. You will see two links in the description. Number one is the place where you have to go and mark your attendance. Marking your attendance tells us like, okay, you are a legit student who have attended this particular session. Link number two is your assignment. This is where your 90% of the priority is. You have to go and submit the assignment that is given to you in this particular session. Once you're done submitting that assignment, we will be evaluating that. We will send you an email. If you get the passing criteria, then only we will give you the certificate on a particular date that is mentioned again in the description. Please check these three things, and this is the way how you will get a certificate from Let's Upgrade. Number one, mark your attendance. Number two, just go ahead and upload your assignment. Check for the email that you have received it, yes or no. What is the feedback that you have received from your trainer? Number three, check on which date the certificates will be released. Thank you. Bye. All the best. Happy learning.
Hey guys, welcome to this video. From this video, we are going to start a 3 days bootcamp of React. So let me first brief you about what we are going to cover in all these 3 days, and then we will start with the topics. Okay. So see, first in the day one, we have introduction to basic React.js and components, right? In your day two, we have state props and event handling and all those things. Okay. And in the final day three, we have list forms and lifecycle methods. Okay. So basically, the this is something which I can say that it's a kind of core React. Okay, it's a kind of basics, very base of React that we are going to do in these 3 days of bootcamp. Okay, so if I talk about this particular day one, so we have what is React.js. The first thing, like what we need to do, how we what is React.js, why we need to study React.js, right, and all those things. Then we have, setting up the project, how we can get started with the projects, and then we have components in React, and then we have like JSX. What is JSX? It's very important thing. Okay, so yeah, this is what we are going to cover in day one, that is today. Okay, and so the video would be, I guess, 1 hour long, right? And max to max, okay, because these topics would take that much time only. And trust me guys, it's gonna like 3 hours. The complete boot camp is gonna have 3 hours, and you will learn a lot in these 3 hours. So please stay tuned with us by till the end, and let's start with the first thing first, that is what is React.js. Okay, so see, everybody knows that React.js is a library, right, which is built for user interfaces, right? Now the first question that comes to our mind is, what is a library? Right, what is a JavaScript library? So to be very specific, to be precise, I would say that React.js is JavaScript's library. Okay, React.js is a library of JavaScript which is built for user interfaces, UI, right? UI UX. Okay, so now what is a library? The first question is, what is a library? So there are two things. The first one is library, and the second one is what? What we have? Other. Come on, guys. So we have libraries and frameworks, right? So when I talk about React, React is a library, right? And what other is a what can you give me an example of framework? It's Angular, right? So like React is a library of JavaScript, Angular is a framework of JavaScript, right? So now what is the difference between library and a framework? Let us first understand this thing. So see, when I talk about library, so library is, I can say that library is kind of, it can be applied over, if we are creating a web app, right? If we are creating a web app, let's say, let's take an example of web application, because we are talking about React.js, so we'll be talking about web applications only. So let's say we are creating a web application, and in our web application we have 10 pages. Okay, so now what you have to do, you have to create 9 pages using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, but one page you have to create by using React.js. Okay, this is something which you can do. Okay, you can create 9 pages by using some other tech stack, and one page by React. Also, Also, if you want to create 9.5 pages by using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, you can create it, right? And zero point 0.5 page you can create via React or any library. So if we are using library, we are not bound to use that library for the complete web page or complete web app. But if we are using a framework, right, we have to create the complete application in that framework only. That is the major difference between a library and a framework. That when we are using library, right, we can use it for a small area of a big part of a big website or a big web page, right? But if we are going with framework, we have to build the entire web application, entire web page in that specific framework only. That is the major difference between a library and a framework, and that is why library is always preferred, because we can easily, what I can say, it is compatible, right? Library is compatible. It is very much, I can say, it's a flexible, right? Library gives you that flexibility to work with different things, to work with, you can just plug in and plug up, just plug out and plug in anywhere wherever you want, right? But the complete framework is kind of gives you rigidity, right? You cannot work your way, right? So that is the first understanding that I would like to give to you guys, is that React.js is a library, and that's why it is preferred over your Angular. Okay. And so again, now why this library is for user interface? So what do I mean by user interfaces? So see, uh React.js, to be very honest, was built for UI purpose only, right? It does not serve the purpose of backend. It serves the purpose to solve the problems that are related to your front end. Okay, so now let's okay. So in real life, when I talk about real life, what all websites uses your React.js? So see, Facebook uses React.js. Okay, and of course it will be used by Facebook, because nowadays Facebook developers are maintaining React. Okay, they are maintaining React, right? Facebook developers are maintaining React. Okay, now when I say they are maintaining React, so are the Facebook developers the one who has developed React? No, Facebook developers has not developed your React, but they are maintaining the React. Okay, so any change in your React, if comes, right, if there is any kind of change in your React, okay, who is doing that change, who is capable of making that change? So Facebook developers are building all those things behind the scenes for you guys. Okay, so Facebook developers are managing React.js. Okay, so yes, we have many applications, we have many real life examples, real life websites, those who are using React.js. So you can simply go and you can see what all websites are using React.js and all. So I believe now, what is React? So basically, React is a JavaScript library, right? Which is built for you guys to make your work easier, related to user interfaces, related to UI. And why we use like why React.js is preferred over Angular? As I told you, that Angular is a framework and React is a library, and that is why we prefer React more than Angular. So is it the only reason, because Angular is a framework and React is library? Is this the only reason? No, we have a huge community of React. We have a huge community of React, right? So it is very easy to find the solution to any kind of problem statement that you are facing in React, because we have a huge audience who is using React. We have a huge audience. So let's say if you are facing some problem, might be 99% chances are there that that problem would have been faced by some other developers also, and you will find the solution on the internet. React has a very wide what I can say, wide range of developers are using React, right? So we have a wide community, right? We have a very wide community out there which can help us with the things. Okay, another reason was this, right? The other reason is documentation, right? React's documentations is very, very, very crisp and clear. It is very easy to understand. When it comes to documentation, I believe React's documentation is one of the best documentations that you can ever go through, right? So another reason of using React is it is very easy to understand. It is easy to understand for beginners as well, right? If you are a beginner, no worries. Documentation is so much sorted that you can still go to the documentation and you can still find each and every solution that you're looking for, right? So now again, one major reason was library and framework difference, right? The other reason was wider community. The other difference was, the documentation part, and the other difference is the one major difference. So Angular comes with updates very frequently, very, 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 very frequently. I would say ki every 6 months Angular comes with an update, but React does not. Okay, React has that stability in them, right? Does not update things very frequently. Okay, and so yeah, these were some reasons, for which React is preferable as compared to Angular. Right now, again, Angular has its own advantages. We'll discuss that maybe in the Angular bootcamp, not here. And React has its own advantages, right? So now, okay. So we always say, React is faster, React is faster, React is faster. So now, what makes your React application faster? Anybody? Let's pause this video over here and let's think. What do you guys feel? How React is faster? If I say yes, if I say React is faster, so yes, React is faster, right? Undoubtedly, React is fast. Why? What makes it fast? Because see, uh, React is built on top of JavaScript only. I would say that if React is faster, right, and it is built on top of JavaScript. So what was the problem? What was the problem if we were working with HTML, CSS, JavaScript? What were the problems that we were facing? Because see, if something is built on top of something, right, and that something is faster, so the technology, the tech stack that it is built on, right, Mm, it means it has the capability to become faster, right? It can be faster, right? JavaScript. So what was the problem that we were getting in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, which are being solved in your React? So what are these kind of a thing, and what are these problems? Just pause this video, try to think it from that point of view, and let's see how many of you come up with the answers that exactly I would say ki yes, these were the answers. Please pause the video. Maybe you can comment down your solutions, right? Your answers, that what do you feel that why React is faster. So see, let me tell you, React is faster. One of the major reasons is major reason, one of the major reason, but not, see, again, I would say that 90% of people say that React uses virtual DOM, that's why it is faster. Yes, it is faster. It is faster because it uses virtual DOM. Yes, that is true. But this is an incomplete answer. Okay, React is faster because it uses virtual DOM, but it is not faster because only it uses virtual DOM. No, it has many more things, right? It has many more things. So let me tell you. Let me open React documentation. React.js. Okay, yeah. Not React.js. Let me open maybe what we have. Let us open Webpack. Okay, Webpack. Let us open Webpack. Okay, so we have this Webpack. Okay, and let us open Parcel. Let us open Parcel as well, right? So we have something called bundlers. Okay, this is a parcel. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, let's get started. So features. So we have features over here. Okay, yeah. Okay, so let me tell you, when we say React is fast, why React is faster. Let's go to documentation over here, right? Okay, and let's cut it down and let's go to maybe Plugins, loaders. So we have all these things, right? We already have all these things: dependency graph, manifestation, whole module representation, and all those things. Okay, so yeah, I'll show you. See, kind of one and the same thing. So see, we have something called bundlers in React. Okay, one reason why React is faster is, of course, it uses virtual DOM, the concept of virtual DOM, which again we are going to study maybe in next class or maybe today. We'll see that. Another reason is because React uses bundlers. Now, what are bundlers? What are bundlers? So see, understand this thing. Bundlers are the support system of React. See, whenever you write React code, you create multiple files, right? You create multiple files, multiple JavaScript files, multiple JSX files, right? But eventually, what happens when you compile? Okay, when you compile your React app, when you do npm run build, right? When you build your app, so what happens? See, uh, what will happen is eventually that you will compile all those files, right, into one single file. So there will be one single JavaScript file, one single CSS file, and one single HTML file eventually, right? So when you compile your app, when you build your application, when you try to make your application production ready, right, what will happen eventually? You will not see multiple JavaScript files. No, instead, you would see one JavaScript, one CSS, and one HTML file. That's it. This is how this is done. This is done by using bundlers. Bundlers are coming into picture over here, right? They are bundling up the code, right? They are doing minification, right? They are removing all the unwanted piece of code, right? They are optimizing the images for you guys, right? They are doing hot reloading. Okay, they are doing hot reloading, right? Then we have something called lazy mode, right? So we have lazy mode over there. They optimize caching, right? We have HTTP and all this. So we have lot of things, right? We have lot of things over here which bundlers does for you. Okay, we have code splitting. If you go over here, code splitting, right? So this is also there, right? We have shared bundlers. So bundlers are there to optimize your code, right? It so when you write a code, okay, you write a React code, and that React code is not production ready. There is a difference between a production ready code and a normal code. There is a difference between this. Okay, so when you write React code, see, in production ready code, you cannot push comments. Comments are not there, right? You cannot put log statements in production ready code, right? Because they make your code heavy, right? They make your code heavy, right? If you are doing, if you're using large variables to define functions and variable names, if you're using large variable names, right, these bundlers, they will convert your variable names into a shorter variable names, right, to save spaces, right, to reduce the complexities, right? They does all these things. They will do tree shaking, right? They will do tree shaking. Now what is tree shaking? They will remove unwanted code. They will remove it, right? They will bundle up the things, right? If you have multiple JavaScript files, they will compile all those JavaScript files in one single file. They will remove all the white spaces, right? They will do all these things, right? So now who is doing this? This bundlers are doing this. These bundlers are doing this. Okay. Now what are the what are bundlers do we have? We have Webpack. Webpack is a bundler, right? So in Webpack, I'll show you where it is. Why Webpack? Okay, yeah. Remind me later. Okay, yeah. So you can go and you can read all these things, configurations, right? You can go to read in modules. So see, Webpack, Parcel, right? White is a bundler, right? White. Let me show you white. White is a bundler. Okay. You can say white or wheat, whatever you want to say. You can say it like that. Okay. So this is a bundler, right? So what happened? Dependencies and pre-building. See, it is we have something called dependencies and pre-building. So when you run white for the first time, right? White pre-builds your product and dependencies before loading it to the site, before loading it site locally, right? And it is done actually something like that, right? So you can go and read all these things. When I go to performance, right, when I go to performance optimization, right, you can go and see what all things happen behind the scenes, right? There's something called audit configured while plugins, right? So it does some auditing and all those things, right? Reduce resolve operations. So there are a lot more things. So it avoid barrel files. Now what do I mean by barrel files or something? You can go and start reading about all these things, guys. React is faster. Yes, I agree. Yes, React is faster, but not because of just virtual DOM. No, that is an incomplete answer. React is faster because it has many more things. It has many more libraries that are working behind the scenes to make React app fast. One of the core important thing is this bundlers. What does bundler do? Bundler does minification, bundler does tree shaking, bundler does your image optimization, bundler does your removing extra spaces, and so bundlers, they're doing all these things, right? They're making your app production ready. Okay, so now if somebody asks you that why React is faster, tell them all these things, because behind the scenes bundlers is coming into picture, right? Bundlers are coming into picture. Many more libraries and many more things are coming into picture to make your React app faster. And uh, virtual DOM is just a small part of it. Okay, so now let us start building a React app. Okay, let me build a React app. So okay, how we can build a React app? Let us see. Okay, so what do we have? We have this. Okay, yeah. Hmm. Just give me a minute, guys. Okay, so see now. Okay, there's something again. Since we are building a React app, so let us first understand. I told you about few things. I told you about something called um many libraries are there that is coming into picture, right? So what are these libraries? How we can get these libraries? So see, if we are working with React, right, there is one important thing that comes into picture. Not only React, if you're working with Express, Node, whatever, there's something very important thing which comes into picture is your NPM or NPX, right? What is NPM? What is NPM? Again, guys, what is NPM? NPM. Now, my dear friends, let me shock you by telling. Let me shock you by telling this that you would say NPM is like Node Package Manager. NPM is Node Package Manager, right? Right? Exactly. Yes. Yes. But my dear friends, let me tell you, let me break your hearts by telling that NPM does not stands for Node Package Manager. Okay. If you see it from a official documentation point of view. Okay. So yes, I also say NPM as a node package manager. I say it. Everybody in the industry says so, right? Everybody says. So in industry, if I talk about NPM, industry says that NPM is node package manager. But NPM does not says that. NPM says that we don't have any official definition. We don't have any official full form. Let me prove it to you. Wait, let me prove it to you. NPM GitHub. Go to NPM GitHub. Open this. GitHub. Open this, right? Name expansions. Do you see NPM expansions? Do you see they have a library? They have a repository by the name expansions. Okay. So, so do you see this? Just read this. This repository was archived by the owner on June 12, 2024. It is now read only. After June 12, 2024, this repository is read only. Before that, before that, what was happening? Let me show you. Let me show you what was happening before that. See, expansions.txt, right? You will see over here, we have many expansions for npm. See, we have a lot of expansions. Do you see? We have lot of expansions for npm, and this was open source. You can give your expansion as well. You can give your expansion. So see, someone says that npm stands for new pwn m3. Someone says that npm stands for noobs programming machine. Someone says that npm stands for noobing pleasant mondas, whatever it is. I'm not, I don't know, right? See, someone says nahi pata mujhe. npm stands for nahi pata mujhe. See, someone says npm stands for nail polish makeover, right? So npm official documentation does not say that npm stands for node package manager, my dear friends. That is something which industry people say. And why industry people say so? So there's a reason behind everything, right? Industry people say so because npm is used to manage the packages, right? npm, if you have to install any package, if you have to delete any package, right, if you have to modify any package, so npm is there to do all these things, right? So that is from there it comes node package manager, because npm is used to manage all the packages. That is why in industry people say that npm stands for node package manager, my dear friends. But in the official documentation of npm, nowhere you will find it written that npm stands for node package manager. Isn't this interesting thing? Read the documentations. Go read your documentations yourself. Don't trust on me. Don't trust me. Don't have your trust on me. No, never. Never trust anyone. Okay, in your life, never ever trust anyone. Go read the documentations and then come back, and then you'll say that okay, yes, it is working. Yes, nowhere we have seen, nowhere it is written that npm stands for node package manager, right? So yeah, uh information that I just wanted to tell you. Okay, so yes, I hope that makes sense, right? Okay, so now what else do we have? What else do we have? So yeah, the information that I give you, npm, I was talking about npm. So see, so now npm, as I told you, is used to manage the packages, all the packages. Okay, right, perfect. Now, let us do one thing. We have this one command called npx as well, right? One command is npm, the other command is npx. Now, what is npx? What do you mean by npx? So, npx stands for, again, it does not stands for, but npx means, npm means node package manager. npx means node package executor. If you want to execute any package, right? If you want to execute any package, right? So now when I'm creating a React app, there is a package that we are using, which is create React app. So we have this package. So let us go to this npm, right? Let us go to npm and let us search for create React app. Do you see? We have a create React app package, right? So let me search for it. Yeah, see, we have a create React app package, right? And this package is okay. So do you see github.com/facebook/create React app hashtag readme? So let us go over here. So this is the React app, CRA's official readme page, where you can come and where you can see how things are working, right? What do you need to do, what all things, so you can read this documentation. See guys, again, I'm telling you, React has the best documentation ever. And why do you see depreciated written over here? Because my dear friends, we have officially retired the create React app. Okay, so we have retired the create React app. So create React app was there into picture for a long time, but now we have retired create React app. Okay, so now in industry, this create React app is already depreciated. Okay, so Create React app was one of the key tools that was getting a React project up and running in 2017 to 2021. Now, in long terms, something recommend to migrate one of the React frameworks documentation to start a new React project. Okay, so now they have said that yes, my dear friends, Create React app was there. It was serving for us for a long time, but now we recommend you to migrate over React frameworks. React is a library which comes with many different frameworks. White is one of those. Okay, so now again, I will still tell you how you can. So see, this is the kind of, I can say, package, right? So if you have to execute this package, right? If you have to install this package, then you will do npm install create react app. But if you have to execute this package and if you have to do some commands, if you have to run some commands while executing this package, so then you will use npx. Let me go over here. Yeah, npx create react app, and then you will tell the app name. Okay, so now what this command will do, so this command will execute this package, right? And what happens, so when you are executing this package, so while executing this package requires a name which we are passing over here, right? So this package, which is create react app, requires a name to get executed, which we are passing over here. And what it will do, when we execute this package, it will create a sample template, right? A sample react application for me by this name. Okay, so let me run this. See, it is creating a sample react app for me. See. Okay, so see, do you see a folder by the name app name, right? I do see a folder. Perfect. Over here, it has done package.json, right? It has done package.json. Okay, perfect. Very good. Now we have what? It is still doing. So see, now we have node modules. Now what is this node modules? Okay, what is this node modules? What is this package.json? Let's say what is this package.json? See, it is doing something, right? It is doing some things over here, right? And then we have node modules. Okay. So okay, now see. Do you see dependencies? So see, my dear friends, it has a lot of things over here. Who made it? Did we make this? No, we didn't. No, I didn't make this. It was this command, right? It was this command which did all these things for me. I didn't do anything. No, never. I didn't do anything, right? Now, now, what will happen? Now, let us understand what are these. Let us understand what is this package.json. What is this package.json? So, see, this package.json is one of the most important files in your React application. It is one of the most important files. It contains all your dependencies, all your scripts, right? It contains all these things. Now, what do I mean by dependencies over here? See, as I told you, React is faster, but React alone is not fast. React is faster, and we have many things that make your React application faster, right? So what are those things? Those things are these dependencies. These dependencies. See, now we have dependencies like React is a dependency, React DOM is a dependency, React script is a dependency, and Web Vitals is a dependencies, right? So these are dependencies that now, acha, okay. So what is the dependency? See, have you ever React says, React says, yes, I will run, I will run. but I will not run without, or let's say I will run, but if you have to, okay, so why this React and React DOM is different? If you go to your React application, if you go to CDN, let's go to CDN, okay. So can we is npm the only way, is npm the only way to import React in your applications? No, my dear friends, right? We can import React by using CDN links as well. So do you see over here, we have a CDN link for React and we have a CDN link for React DOM. Why two CDN links? Why two CDN links? What is the difference between React and React DOM? Are they two different things? So yes, my dear friends, they are two different things. React is different. React DOM is different. Understand this thing very carefully. See, if I have to use React in web, right? If I have to use React on web, right? I have to import React. It will work. If I'm importing React, it will work. Will it work? Will it work? I can say yes, it will kind of work. But if you have to manipulate the things, if you have to manipulate the DOM, if you have to make changes with the DOM, then you have to import this React DOM. It is very important. Now, okay, then you would say that, okay, Rishabh, if you are saying that it is important to go with this React DOM, if I have to make any DOM changes, right? Then why wouldn't React put this code in the same place, so that if we are importing React, so React DOM comes to us automatically. They would have coded it in the same file, or they would have coded it in the same way. It would have come to us by default, right? You must be wondering this. Then why we need to put two links? Because, my dear friends, React is not only for web applications. React is there for your mobile applications as well, right? Where it is like React Native, we have React Native. So we have two things, we have two things. One is React.js and the one is React Native, right? So React.js, if I talk about React.js, it is something which is used to build web applications, and React Native is something which is used to build your mobile applications, okay? So if I'm talking about React.js, right? So this, okay, let's talk about this React DOM now. So React DOM is there for your web applications and not for your mobile applications. So that is why if they have put React DOM and React in a single place. So if I would be installing React for my mobile applications, right? There would be unnecessarily code of this React DOM getting installed for my mobile application. Why would I want that? Isn't it? The core logic, all the core logic of React is present inside this react.development.js or react.production.min.js, right? Or the all the core React logic is present in this React, and all the routing related or DOM related code which is there is present inside your React DOM. Now, why it is inside React DOM? Because mobile applications may we don't need React DOM, but web applications may we need React DOM, right? So we need to import it separately, and that's why, my dear friends, I say that React is faster, but not only because of virtual DOM. No, it has many more libraries, it has many more things, it has many more features, right? Which combines together to make your React application faster. Okay. Now, okay, so now I guess you know that why React and React DOM are two different things over here. So see, first of all, this package.json contains a very important thing, that is dependency. So now React says that yes, I will run, my dear friends, but I need React DOM. I need the support of React DOM. Okay, so where you will find this React? Where do you find this React? So inside this node module, we have something called React. Where's React? PQRS. Okay. So, do you see React anywhere, my dear friends? Yes. Do you see React over here? Here is the React. Here is the React, guys. Here is the React. Now, do you see a package.json inside React? Yes. So, can I say that I can have multiple package.jsons in any project? Yes, definitely we can have, right? We can have multiple package.jsons, right? Because one package.json is of your app, which is over here. Now, if this app is using any dependencies, right? So that dependency would have further sub dependencies. So let's say if your app is using React as a dependency, so if I go to this React folder in node modules, let me show you to, yeah. If I go to this React folder in node modules, you will have another package.json which says that, okay, yes, my dear friends, this React will run, but this React needs further some dependencies. Where are those? Where is the dependency? Do we have over here? कहाँ है dependencies की? So in package.json, where so we have further these na package. Okay, so where it is? Why I'm not getting it? Inside kahin hoga. Okay, so I'll tell you. Okay, so over here you will see that, okay, what is the name of this package, what is the description of this package, what is the version that we are using for this package, right? What is, where you can find the bugs, okay, all the files that are there, you can find all those files over here, right? And we have see package.json, so we have another package.json, so we have multiple things over here, right? So now this React, all the dependencies which are required, so this all these other dependencies, so let's say to work with React, right, we have something called this one important thing which is Babel. Let me show it to you. We have something, we have important thing which is Babel. So where is Babel? So yes, we have a Babel over here, right? We have a Babel over here, right? So if you see, for to run this Babel jest, right, to run this Babel jest, we have further dependencies. If you see dependencies, dev dependencies, peer dependencies, Babel core, right? So we have all these dependencies, sub dependencies. So now this package Babel just say that yes, I will run, but to run me, you need to install all these dependencies. So now for all these dependencies you will find the code. So let's say slash, right? Let's search for slash. So you will see slash over here. Let me show it to you. Pqrs slash. Do we have slash? Do you see slash over here? See? So now React says that I need Babel to run, right? So we have Babel. Now Babel says I need slash to run. So we have this slash. Let's go over here, package.json. Okay. So we have dev dependencies. Do you see dev dependencies for this slash now? Now this slash also says that I will run, but I need these packages to run, right? So these are the things. That is why we have so many dependencies over here. That is we have so many dependencies over here, right? So one dependency say that yes, I will run, but if you want to run me, you have to get that dependency as well. Now that dependency says that yes, I will run, but if you want me to run, you have to get that dependency. Now that dependency that I will run, if you want me to run, get that dependency. So that is why this complete node modules, and this is what we known as transitive dependencies, right? So this React, let me tell you, this React over here for me is a direct dependency. This React is a direct dependency, but Babel is a transitive dependency, slash is a transitive dependency, and all those things. Okay, so that is something which I wanted you to explain first of all. So this dependencies is now clear. Okay, now we have script. So what is script? What is script? See, my dear friends, uh, if you have to do a work, right, more than a 3 times in a day, right, please create a script for it. Please create a script for it. So let's say over here, to start a script, to build, we have a script, right? Now see, we have only one step over here, so we can write this step, right? So you say, if you have to start your application, you have to do npm run start. Okay, or So what that npm run start will do, so by doing npm run start or npm run build or npm run test or npm run eject, so basically what we are doing, we are saying that okay npm, okay my node package manager, you have to run this start script. So what that start script will do, that start script will execute this command. So this actually is a command, right? This actually is a command, and this script, this word I can say is a alias, right? So when you use this alias, the command corresponding to this alias will run. Now why, okay, you can say that okay Rishabh, if we have to run this command, we can run this command directly now. Why do you want us to create a script? Yes, my dear friends, you can run this command directly. But let's say now when you are starting any application, for example, let's take an example. If you are starting any application, or you have to do multiple things, like you have to establish connection to your DB, right? You have to bring your backend up, you have to bring your front end up. Let's say you have to do these three things, right? So what you will do? So I'll copy this. So this is another command. So this is command 2. Let's say this is command 2, right? And then we have command 3, command 3. So now what will happen if I have to run these command individually, right? I would have to run three times, right? First, I will run this first command, right? First, I will run npm this command, then I will run this command, then I will run this command, right? So I have to run three times. But if I am saying npm run start, right? npm start, npm run start, right? Then this start script will run all these three commands automatically. I will only have to run one command, that is npm run start. Okay, so that is the whole purpose of making this scripts over here, right? Because see, if you are using it for one command, it's okay. You can uh, create this script, or you cannot create this script, does not matter, right? But okay, where it matters if you have to match industry standards. The script matters, okay? But if you have now, what is the actual use case? So if you have to run multiple commands, right, and you don't want to, write all the commands, again and again, you don't want to write three commands, you just want that, okay, I'll just write one command, and that one command will, execute everything for me, right? You have to create a script for it. Okay, that is the use case of the script over here, right? Now, I guess this is clear, like how we can create a React application, right? Okay, so this is clear. Setting up a React application is clear. Now we have a components. Okay, my dear friends, what are React components? So what are React components, my dear friends? So see, the easiest way I would explain to you is that React components are the reusable pieces of code, right? All the reusable piece of code, all the reusable piece of UI is a React component. That's it. If I make it to you more simpler, okay, so first of all, let us understand that there are two types of components. One is class-based components and the other one is functional-based components. And also, my dear friends, if I show you components, I'll tell you why I always say COMPONENTS components. Okay, why I always say to go to documentations. Let me show it to you. Okay. Oh, component. Uh, where it is? Where it is? Where it is? No, I don't want this. Yeah, see this, my dear friends. So as I told you, we have two types of components. One is class-based components and the other is function-based components. So component is a base class of React defined as JavaScript classes. Okay, the class components are still supported by React, but we don't recommend using them in the new code. See, my dear friends, React's official documentation says that don't use class based components, go with functional based components. Okay, so this is something which I wanted to show you, because I know you guys don't read documentation, right? But it is very important to read documentation. If you read documentation, you will come to know these kind of things, right? And if interviewer asks you that, okay, why you don't know class based component, you can say, my dear interviewer, This official documentation says don't use class based components. So why would I study it? I don't want to study class based components. Why would I? Official documentation says that, right? So now if you want to answer such kind of questions, so you have to read documentation, right? So that is why please go and read documentation as much as you can. So now, my dear friends, we will study functional based components only, right? So now, what are functional based components? Okay, let's go over here now. Functional components, right? Oh, where is what happened? Go back. Sorry, my dear friend. Sorry. Do we have anything over here? Component, context. No, 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 no. Class-based components. Oh, yeah, here we have. So migrating component from classes to functions. So see, okay. So okay, perfect. How to migrate? Yeah. So this, my dear friends, this this is a functional component. This is a functional component. That's it. This is a functional component. Yes. What? Is this a functional component? Yes, my dear friends. This is a functional component. Okay. So functional components are the components, maybe I can say a function returning a JSX, right? A function returning a JSX is a functional component. That's it. That's it, my dear friends. What is a component? A component, I can say, okay, so if I talk about a functional component, right? If I talk about a functional component, how do you define a functional component? Okay, let's see. Functional components. Okay. So React official documentation. Yes, legacy React.js. So we have this legacy React.js, right? Although this site is no longer updated, right? This site is no longer updated, but this is legacy React.js official documentation. Okay, this is legacy documentation. Okay. So functional and class based components. The simplest way to define a component is to write a JavaScript function. This is exactly what I was wanting to tell you, that my dear friends, JavaScript components, React.js components are none other than simple JavaScript components. But I just wanted to show you, because I know in this video series you are getting to know about lot of things which is like mind blowing for you guys, right? And that is why I'm showing you all these things. See, because it is not my thoughts which I'm putting on you. No, it is official documentation which is saying all these things, right? It is not my thoughts, because I know all these things you will not find in any other tutorial, right? You go and read documentation. See, the simplest way to define components is to write a JavaScript function. That's it. If you're writing a JavaScript function, right, that is a component. That is a component. No, none other than this. Okay. Now, also, my dear friends. So see, when I say components, right? When I say JavaScript function, so a simple JavaScript function, right? Each and everything that a JavaScript function can do, a component can do. If you have to define a component, define functions. That's it. If you can call a function, you can call a component. If you can pass a, what I can say, parameters inside a function, you can pass a parameter inside a component, right? If you can reuse a function, you can reuse a component. Each and everything, each and everything that you can do with functions, you can do with components. What are components? Components are just like JavaScript functions. Each and everything that JavaScript function can support, a component can support, and it has the capability to support more. It has the capability to support more as well. ठीक है? Perfect. बहुत बढ़िया. मजा आ गया. Now, if this function is valid React component because it accepts a single prop, which is something like that. Okay, rendering a function. Now, how you can render a component? How you can render a component? Okay, let me show you. Let us build a component, right? Let us build a component. Again, I'll stop this session here only, right? मतलब अभी after building a component, right? I'll stop it, because we'll study after that in the next class. We'll continue this in the next class. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So my dear friends, this is a component. So I'll say hello. Hello guys. Okay. So this is a function. It's a function, right? And it is returning some. Now again, if I would say that this is not HTML, if I would say this is not HTML, you guys will not believe me. But you have to believe me that this is not HTML. This is JSX. This is JSX. Now you'll say, what, Rishabh? Stop kidding. Stop kidding. This is HTML. This is plain HTML, right? I can clearly see. Tomorrow I'll prove you. Right? In the next class, I'll prove you that this is not HTML. This is JSX. It is HTML like syntax, but it is not HTML. I'll prove you this thing. Please wait for tomorrow. Please wait for tomorrow. Please come to the class tomorrow. I'll teach you this thing. Okay. Now, over here, my dear friends, this app is a component. Right? This app is a component which is returning me some JSX. And when a function, this app is a function, right? Which is returning me a JSX. Sorry, it's not a component for now. For now, let's say this app is a function which is returning a JSX, right? And any function returning a JSX is a component. So this complete is a component. That's it. And over here in your index.js, this is how you call a component. This is how you call a component. But now you will say, wait, Rishabh, wait. Just now you told us that each and everything that a JavaScript function can do, a component can do, right? Yes, I'm on my words, right? So now you would say that, okay, Rishabh, we call this component like this? because because see, I said nah, because I said that each and everything that a function can do, a component can do, so you can call a function like this. So can we call a component like this? Yes. Yes, my dear friends, you can call a component like this, but the only thing that you have to do is put it inside the curly braces. That's it. If you are putting it inside this curly braces, right, then you are allowed to call your component like this. You are allowed. You can do it, my dear friends. You can do it, right? Right. So for now, if you have to call a component, you have these two options. What is preferred? What is preferred? This one is not preferred, but you can do it, but this is not preferred. This one is the preferable way to call a component. Now, whenever you are creating a component, please be careful of this thing, that the first alphabet, do you see, the first alphabet of your component should be capital. See, the first alphabet, the first letter of your component name should be capital. Why this is capital? See, because in your index.js you can see that when you are calling this component, right, when you are calling this component, the first letter, if the first letter, we are calling it like a tag, right, we are calling it like a HTML tag, right? But if we are calling it like an HTML tag, then how will the browser identify that is it a HTML tag or it's a component calling, right? So browser will get confused. So that's why what we have to do, if you are calling a component, then the first letter of the name should be capital, so that my browser can understand that yes, it's a component calling and not a normal HTML tag. Okay, so make sure whenever you are creating a component, right? Whenever you are creating a component, you have to make this first letter capital. The name, right? The name should be, the first letter should be capital. And also, I would recommend to keep this file name also as a capital. Although it is not compulsory to keep this file name capital, but I would recommend do it. Okay, मेरे बोलने पे please just do it once. Okay, yeah, right. Now if you see over here, let's remove this. Now why to import this? It's a normal function. It's a component, right? It's a normal function which is returning some JSX, right? And we are exporting it. That's it. This is what a function is. This is what a component is, right? And over here, what we are doing over here, we are simply calling this component. That's it. That's it, my dear friends, right? Yes, we will study more about components, JSX and props and all in the next video, right? In the coming video tomorrow, the new video is coming, right? So in that video, we would study about all these things in details, components, what are components, how to create a component, we'll create more components, right? And what is GSX and all. So I'll tell you all these things in way more detailed version in the upcoming video. So yes, guys. So today, I guess what all things we have covered. So we have covered React.js, setting up the React.js, right? Components we have covered. JSX is left. We'll cover it in the tomorrow session, right? Props will cover, state will cover. So tomorrow we'll cover this state, props, and JSX, right? And then your event handling and this forms and list will cover in third video. Okay. So tomorrow we will cover JSX, props, and states. Okay, so I guess, yes, my dear friends, that's it for this video, and I hope you like the video. Please do comment in the comment box if you like the video. Please do like the video, please do share the video, right? And thank you so much, guys. Take care, bye bye, and good night.